Hello, my creative friends, and welcome to Love Sew on YouTube. I'm meeting you at the front door today rather than in the studio because I wanted to share today's project in action before we get started. Today I'm going to make this beautiful fall wreath with you, and it's featuring the Kanzashi folded fabric flowers. We sell the templates for making them on lovesew.com. The templates make making the flowers super easy and much quicker than folding alone. So get out your Kanzashi flower templates. If you don't have any, go to lovesew.com and pick some up for yourself. I'm going to show you how to turn those flowers into a beautiful fall wreath for your home. Okay, let's head to the studio and get started. Okay, we have our supplies ready to make our fall themed wreath featuring the Kanzashi folded flowers. Now, I've already made a bunch of my flowers because they do take some time to make, and I really want to focus today on showing you this wreath. But if you're not familiar with them, the Kanzashi flower templates are these plastic clamshell type templates, and you fold your fabric and put them into the template and stitch through the holes. The holes are numbered, so it makes it super easy to stitch in the correct places. Then when you open the template and remove it and gather the thread, you create a petal for the template for the flower, and then you make as many of those as you want and put the flowers together. So for mine, I used some fall colored fabrics. You can use different textures. You can use like quilting cottons. You can use more sort of like fancy fabrics. I'm not sure what this one is called, but it's kind of shimmery and it's very thin. I found that the finer the fabric, the easier it is to work with, just because when you gather it, it starts to get kind of thick around the middle. So keep that in mind, especially if you're a beginner. Look for some kind of thin, finer fabric. And then you can choose anything you like for the centers. Since this is a fall theme, I decided to go with these cute wooden buttons. And then I also have some little metal patterned buttons. It's a lot of fun to go to the craft store and see what all they have for centers and fabrics. The Kanzashi flower templates are sold on lovesew.com. So pick up your set, go have some fun getting supplies at the craft store, and you can make a wreath with me. All you'll need is a glue gun, your flowers that you've made, and I just picked out a few different kind of faux botanical objects that I thought might be interesting on my wreath. So I got these kind of like berries, a couple of those, these cute little kind of pumpkins that look like they're made out of leaves. So we will see how this goes. And then the whole thing is going to go on a grapevine wreath. Okay, so let's clear out the way all of our stuff and get started on making our wreath really pretty. Okay, let's get started making our cute fall wreath. I've plugged in my hot glue gun and letting it heat up to the side on a surface that is safe so that I don't burn or drip glue on my table. And then for the surface that I'm going to work on, I'm using my Love Sew fusing mat. This is actually designed for protecting your iron and ironing board cover when you're using things like fusible webs and interfacing for sewing and pressing them, and so that you don't get the sticky residue on your iron and ironing board. But since it's perfect for that, it's also perfect for projects using hot glue, and it's a nice thick silicone, so the wreath and things won't scratch the surface of the table. So I've put that over my table surface, and I'm going to get my wreath in place and all of my goodies from the craft store. to decorate. Okay, so we are going to start with the largest objects first. And just to kind of plan and visualize where I'm going with this project, I'm going to hang it from the top, of course. I'll probably put some ribbon or a bow there. And then I'm planning to decorate about halfway around on an angle. So it'll be somewhere between 10 and 11 o'clock and around 4 o'clock. Okay, and all of the decorations will be in this area here. Now you don't have to make yours exactly like mine. You could do something very full with a lot of flowers and leaves going all the way around, or something really simple with just a cute little decoration here at the bottom. So kind of visualize where you're going to go with your design, and then start with your like largest objects and things that are kind of going to be in the background. So I have 2 of these little bead branches, and I'm going to put them on either end of where my decorations are going to go. And again, I'm not going to glue or wire anything yet because I just kind of want to lay it all out and see how it's going to look and make sure that I like the placement of everything before I make it permanent. Okay, so I've put my beads in, or I guess they're supposed to be berries, and that's going to be the outer edge of my decorating area. All right, next I have these cute leaf stems, and they're a combination of some kind of weathered looking fabric leaves with these cute wooden cutout ones. So I have several stems of those, and then I also have these kind of like dried pods, they're like seed pods, but I think I'm going to start with my little gourds, or I guess they're apples or pumpkins or something made out of leaves, and then a little faux gourd. So let's do, since I have 2 of the apples, let's kind of put one right there and one here, and then my little gourd. Now, one rule of thumb to think about when you're making crafts like this is to work in 3s if you're ever not sure about something. So you'll notice I have 3 of these objects. I might use 5 of something else. Odd numbers tend to just kind of seem like balanced and very pleasing when it comes to decor like this. Now you don't have to use that 100% of the time, just kind of a rule of thumb to think about. Next, I think since I only have 1 of these seed pod things, I'm going to put that over here. And the fun thing about these faux botanicals is the wire stems allow you to arrange and rearrange so that you can really make this look how you want it to look. And I want mine to be pretty full looking, so I'm going to add a lot of objects. Not overdo it, but see, I can put some that stick out into the middle of the wreath. And then I'll put some also that stick out to the edge, to the outside. So I want it to look really nice and full and decorated. And it doesn't have to be exact right now. I'm just kind of placing things where I think they'll look nice and getting a general basis for the foundation of my design. And then once I have these bigger objects in place and like the way that looks, then I will put my Kanzashi flowers in among them. The flowers are really the focus of this project. Just a cute way to use those flower templates and make something seasonal for your home. But they're also the smallest item, so I want to put those on last to make sure that they're in front of everything and I can kind of tuck them in among all of the other objects. So I'm liking how this is looking so far. What do you say? It's really, really cute. I also found these little wooden cutout leaves that are, you know, kind of similar to these ones on the stems. I might add some of those throughout, but let's put some flowers on. So where would it be cute? And remember, when you're hanging this, you'll be able to see this inside edge of your wreath, so don't neglect that space. You can put things at angles so that they sit on the inside of the wreath. You can put things down so that they're on the outside. But let's just get an idea. Let's make kind of a little clump of flowers here in this space between the gourds. And again, they may not stay in place, but I just want to get an idea of how it will look before I actually fasten them in. And I think this is going to be really cute. So those will be kind of my interior ones. What do you think? Do you like the direction this is going? Should we start gluing some things? Maybe put some up here. Okay, so I think I'm going to have my flowers kind of in 3 little sections. I'll have a little clump here, a little clump here, and here. And then whatever I have left, I might fill in, just kind of peeking in to some of these other spots. Okay, so let's start by fastening our larger objects in permanently. You can wire them in if you have some wire, like floral wire and wire cutters, or you can just glue them in place, or like I've done, kind of tuck them in and see how well. Just make sure that they're nice and secure. And of course, some of that choice is going to depend on what kinds of objects you've chosen for your wreath. If you're using larger flowers or larger items, you may want to use more of the wiring method because that'll be more secure. If you're using smaller things and just stems and stuff, you might be able to get away with just poking them into your wreath. Okay, so secure those larger items, and when we come back, I will fasten the flowers in place and finish the wreath. Okay, I have secured and plumped up some of my stems and started adding the little flowers. I laid some more of them out once my other things were in permanently, just to get an idea, make sure that I glue them in the right place. So these are already secured in place. I did one of each color there. Okay, how did you do with your wreath? I hope that you were sewing along with me with making the flowers and then putting them on this pretty wreath with all of our botanicals and berries. And you're ready for some fall decor. So let's see how it turned out. It's so pretty, right? Let's put it up, hang it on my hook so we can see how it's going to look when it's hung. What do you think? I'm really happy with how this turned out, and it was a lot of fun to make. So I hope if you're thinking about fall decor or even looking forward to the winter holidays, you'll go to lovesew.com and pick up your own set of the little Kanzashi flower templates. It's amazing what these handy little tools can do in making some really pretty crafting projects. All right, be sure and share what you make on the Love Sew Facebook page. We love to see what our customers make with our products, and especially from these videos. I hope you've enjoyed making with me today. Until next time, see you later.